Hey, so welcome to today's Slow Sea Yoga Handstand Challenge. It's a series of exercises. Today it's all about the bands. So if you don't have bands, maybe put today's exercises to one side for when you have a band. You can buy the bands in Decathlon, Amazon, sports shops which are probably not open unless they're online at the moment. Steal a friend's band. I don't know. For the first one or two exercises, you can use a scarf or a belt, but then after that, you will need the band. So if that is the case and you have no band, do yesterday's exercises again, and that will be great. Okay, so I'm going to start with using the blue band, just because it's got a slightly stronger resistance for the first. So here, you're going to stand and try not to push your lumbar thoracic forward, so that joint forwards. Some people do that. So try to fill out the diaphragm, back of the lower ribs, and you're going to take your belt, keeping the arms as straight as you can, bringing the arms behind you and up. So you're doing this around 5 to 6 times. Some of you, as I think I've mentioned, have like naturally arms which don't look like they're straight, like me, the opposite of hypermobile. Some of you have hypermobile arms. You're working for your straight, you know. That's all you can do. Particularly if you're hypermobile, use your triceps, straighten your arms, engage the muscles here with the arms straight for everyone. Yeah, do that for this exercise. If you find this really easy, you can bring the hands closer together. If it's not easy for you, you can bring them, or you can't keep the arms straight, bring them further apart. And then you're going to hang out just above, there's a sweet spot, I find it just above shoulder height, around here, where I feel it more across the pecs, across the front of the shoulders. You're going to stay here for like around 5 to 10 breaths. Here, little thing is don't flex your wrists, keep those knuckles extending, keep the wrist line straight, breathe. You can do anything as you're breathing, tuning into what the sensations, you can sing. Call a friend with your foot, maybe. And then release. Good, so the next one we're going to do, the next set, you're going to need your band. So either you're continuing with me or you're pausing. So you're going to bring the band behind you. Elbows are going to hug in. Again, draw that lumbar thoracic point where they meet back. Open the elbows to the sides. Every time they open to the sides, think of the shoulder blades drawing towards each other. Broadening across the acromion bones every time you open. Feel them drawing apart as far as they can. Elbows hug into the body. Breathe. I feel here my lumbar thoracic really wants to push forwards, so the band's pushing slightly against it. But don't let that happen. Okay, and then release. So the next one here, you're going to need or want something you can attach the band to. I'm going to come back to orange. I'm lucky, I have this, whatever you call it, a pillar, something keeping the ceiling up, piece of wood. Okay, or you can use a pole, some of you will have poles. In London, or many places I've been, I use door handles, so I tie it to the door handle. I'm always a bit careful if it's a new place that I'm checking the door handle's not loose, otherwise I might just pull the door handle off. But find something you can attach it to. Something like beds which have pillars at the back. You can see what you have. Also make sure the tying is strong. I don't want to tighten it too much because I find it quite hard to untie the knots with these bands. If it's too tight, because they're quite like fiddly or like rubbery and then they all stick together. But I can feel when it's loose, it starts to come apart. If you're not tuning in and it starts to come loose, it might just hit you. And you don't want it to come to your eyes or face. So make sure you've got something which seems steady. Okay, so the first exercise I think will be good from this angle. So your one hand is going to be on the lower ribs. I'm just going to bring, in this case, my left arm towards my midline and then away. Towards the midline is where I feel the effort. You're doing 6 to 10. Again, the hands on the lower ribs can help you with bringing that thoracic lumbar back. So is actually my set for today. I generally use bands every day in some way. And then the other side. So this time I'm putting the arm away from the midline, that's where I feel it, and then back. Abduction and adduction. Those terms. It's just so simple to tell people away from the midline or towards the midline. Going that way or that way, up or down. Okay, so you're doing it again 6 to 10 times. It's harder this way. And then you're going to take the band with the hand which is furthest away from whatever you're attaching it to. And I'm just doing a little movement, so I'm reaching up and back. So the arm reaches by the ear. I'm leaning into the side bend stretch. I'm reaching up away. And then I'm leaning into the side bend stretch, opening up the right side of the lung. Good, nice one. And then you're going to turn around. And just with a bent arm, so that you can feel it step away and then straighten the arm. Really feel the tricep working as you straighten the arm. So again, 6 to 10 times. And then you're going to just lean forwards, so back bending. Maybe I go this way, maybe it's a better view. So gluteal crease forwards, and then pulling the ribs back. Gluteal crease forwards, so I'm opening that whole line. Step away a little bit more. I just play with it so that I feel like I'm not going to break the band, but I also feel the stretch. So it's running from the little finger, I can feel it to my waist. It's a lot like in back bends or handstands. It's all, which is what this is about, all the side. You feel it all through the body, the whole connection. If you turn your arm out that way, you won't, because you'll break the line. But here we're going for the whole line. And then I do the same thing on the other side, which I'll go from this angle now. This could go down a little bit. Again, I'm broadening the shoulders, making sure my feet are in one line. Trying not to turn my body as I turn my arm. So, yeah, I was turning a little bit. That's ups the intensity up a bit, notch. You can also stay there at the end, take a few breaths there, and then swap sides. I might suddenly be out of camera focus here, but I don't think it really matters. You know what I'm doing. So hand out, draws in, and then it relaxes out. Again, 6 to 8 or 10 times. And you can keep it in, going towards the midline for a few breaths at the end. Good one, nice. And then here, we're gonna do the other side firstly. So we're going for the straight arm, the back bend. Gluteal crease forwards, tailbone down. Ribs draw in. Someone's pulling a tree apart, maybe. Perfect timing. Ribs in, ribs out, ribs in, ribs out, and then you can go for the extension of the arm, so bending the arm and extending. I feel this much stronger on this arm. Yeah, I feel this way as well. Okay, so here, 2 more exercises, or maybe 3. So you've got your arm up, and you're going to do like a door handle, so this kind of movement and back. So it would be great to do this movement as well. I haven't quite worked out yet. It's very simple how to do it with the band in this position, but for now we're just going to do this one. So you're here, you're reaching it up. I need to go back a bit. So that's it. Keeping the ribs in. So putting the arm into external rotation. Again, 6 to 10 times. And then the other arm. Now in handstands, your stability are your shoulders. So the stronger all the muscles are around the shoulders and the ability to stabilize, the more stable your muscles are, the more stable your handstands are going to be. So here we're going to do 2 more exercises. So here you're just going to go straight up, ribs in. Again, 6 to 10. Yeah, I find when I do these band exercises that things like press handstand are much easier. The shoulders just feel more connected. Hips back. Again, 6 to 10. And last, so I'm going to bring the band down a bit. Also check in with your band every now and again so that it hasn't loosened. So I'm going to step, I'm trying to see where you can see which view. I'm going to go off camera if I go that way. So I'm going to step forwards and then just pull forwards and release back. Again, you're doing around 6 to 10 on each side. Good. Okay, so here, also what these exercises are great for is we're doing a lot of pulling action, and handstands are very much pushing. So it's great for just that whole balancing the muscles in the body. I'm going to do one more exercise on this, which is reconnecting with a back bend. We did this with one arm, but now we're going to do it with two. So you're taking the band, feet are together, gently push your gluteal crease forwards, tailbone down. Lift the chest. Broaden, lengthen the outer armpits. Think of forearms gently joined towards each other. Your elbows in. Maybe you can stay a few breaths there. The angle of the thread is on the wall isn't optimum. Maybe a little bit more straight. And you might find it mirrors that particular last one particular kind of handstand, which is the hollow back handstand, where you really open the armpits and extend. Okay, and that all the exercises will help with hollow back handstands. Just the whole strengthening and stabilizing of all the shoulders. Release your bands. Do take off your bands if you've got it outside, particularly if you've got hot weather. The reason I don't have the stronger band of this anymore is because I left it outside once on one of these kind of things, and it melted, and so it just snapped. Yeah, so that's a little tip. Okay, so then up to you. Well, today's really about the bands, and I want you to see how that's now affecting your handstand. So depending on what kind of handstand you have, it could be against the wall, it could be freestanding. I want you now to have a go at a handstand and just see, or a few handstands, and see how they feel right now. Okay, so now we've done the band exercises. Have a plate, do whatever kind of handstand that you want to do. If you usually use a wall, go for a wall, or just play with a few kick-ups, whatever you want. Remember, don't worry so much if it's your first handstand of the day about the form. If you feel like you're going to come down, just try to stay up, try to fix the form a little bit, or just get used to being on your hands and feeling that shoulder connection for your first handstand. We can fix the form later in later handstands. Remember, you can do previous days exercises, so you can do exercises where we did the drills, particularly for form, and then have a go at being on your hands, or you can do the first day's exercises where we did just like a lot of playing with being on the hands. What should I do? There you want to go. Okay, so now we've done our exercises post-band exercise. We're going to finish with our timed exercise, which we're doing every day. Today we're going to go for 40 seconds. You can use a wall, you can not use a wall. If you come down and the time's not up, come straight back in. Yeah, if you haven't done a straight line timed exercise today, I recommend doing straight line. I have, so I'm not going to go for straight line, but yeah, let's start. Let's set the time. I might come down at some point just to make sure. Okay, and then let's start to come up. Let's say 5 seconds more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, awesome. Remember, if you want, you can tag Slow Sea Yoga Handstand Challenge. And yeah, see you tomorrow.